So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, will you pay $3,500 for the new Apple headsets that just dropped? That's the question of the day. So we're going to get to the video real quick, man. Moment of silence for the haters. That's enough. Let's check the video out.
Now I'm in Joshua Tree. Where am I?
Yeah, now I can definitely tell that you are not able to see me.
You appear when I look at you. You begin to sort of like ghost in a little bit.
Oh, I'm a ghost.
Yeah, you're ghost. You're ghosting.
Hello. It's just me in your virtual lounge, paying you a visit.
That is our next guest, having some fun testing Apple's new Vision Pro headset. Apple's first mixed reality headset blends digital content into the literal space around us. And today, you can get it yourself for $3,500. Joining us now is CNET editor-at-large Scott Stein, who's test driving this gadget literally right now. You can see it. His avatar is going to join us. Scott, can I start with the biggest question I have? Who is this geared toward? Before we get into what it actually does, who is this geared toward? Who's buying this?
It's a great question. I mean, Apple's riding a line between professionals and the general consumer market.
Yo, look at that avatar that's with... Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's just a whole $3,500 being debited out of my account. You know what I mean? That minus 35 that you see when you scroll through the list in your history. But I can't lie, it's looking fire so far.
And I think if you're a professional, you know, if you're looking at something that needs a super high-res display, or you're someone who knows about creating in VR or 3D models, maybe training, that area. But then if they're pitching as a super cinema headset to the average person. Now, for $3,500, that's a lot of money, but you know, the experience in it is phenomenal. It's just that is an ultra luxury price territory.
It is, and there's some question about, you know, there aren't as many apps right now. We're also, we should point out, that's your avatar on the other side.
For those who are wondering why there's now two screens and two Scotts, that's what happened.
I'm fascinated by this because I know it's a little bit heavy. It has this giant battery, and I'm picturing myself, as you point out, if you're watching a movie or maybe if you're watching sports, I just sit there on my couch with this? I mean, you can't get up and walk around with it, or can you?
You can. So the only thing is that there's a battery pack, so you have to carry that in your pocket or something, or put it in a holder. But you can actually walk around with this, and the pass-through cameras are good enough that you can basically do a lot of things. I would not recommend cooking or doing anything mission critical, but
driving,
you could definitely check the time. You could check messages even. It looks like you're looking at life through a camera feed, but you know that means you could also multitask. You could run things on multiple monitors in this and check things in the outside world, which is the feeling of some sort of science fiction, you know, world that I would be living.
Now I'm looking, if y'all pay attention to the bridge of his nose and that bottom part of his face, it's super red, super red. So I'm wondering if there's any uncomfort to this. She spoke a little bit about the heaviness. So that's what I would wonder, like, how long can you sit with this on? If a person deals with, let's say, migraines, will this bother them? You know what I mean? I would definitely try this stuff out before I just go out and just throw $3,500 out there, because you need to know, if I suffer with headaches and migraines, how is this going to affect me? You know, I don't want to just get it and then it just sit over on a table somewhere and I just have it. No, I want to know how this feels. I want to kind of test it out, but I'm looking at the redness in his face, and that's making me question a few things.
Again.
Can you expand on that a little bit? Erica is tech savvy and has covered this stuff in the past. I am not.
Decades ago, before this existed.
I try to be. If you're purchasing this, what you're looking at right now, what you're seeing right now, what you're participating in right now, explain it to a normal person.
Absolutely. So what I've set up is that I'm talking on my laptop at home, which I can see through through one connection, but I'm also connected via video chat on Vision Pro. So I see the two floating together. It's like I'm sitting in the office. I can see everything in the office, but I'm also seeing a floating monitor that's doing that connection. And then what you're seeing is my persona. That's a scanned virtual identity, kind of like an avatar that Apple uses for voice connections. And it automatically works with things like WebEx, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, which it is a computer. I mean, they're talking about as a spatial computer. It's much more hooked in to everything that you might be doing with iOS than any sort of VR headset before.
So it's a computer on your face that looks like giant ski goggles. In
Right.
reality, you know, this is sort of, you were saying, when Phil asked, which was my main question too, who is this for, right? Early adopters, people with some money to throw around. What does this become though, right? So if this is the first thing that we're going to see, ultimately, for on a more accessible front, what could that look like for the average consumer?
Yeah, so there's been talk for years, and I've covered this landscape looking at this mission to get to AR glasses, you know, like those Tony Stark glasses, something futuristic that we've seen in so many films that shows you heads-up displays and you can, you know, see holograms in the real world and model them and all of that. But I think that also means melting the idea of what's a computer into something that becomes virtual that you can interact with your hands. And a lot of people talk about this literally being a vision for what's there. And I think that's what it is. Living best possible model to get that experience, obviously in a VR-like design with a battery pack, but what it's doing, blending realities, is pretty amazing because there's been nothing at this size that has done that. There's been nothing that's done that with hand tracking in the air like that altogether. And I've looked at almost everything. So I think once you do that in glasses, you could potentially use that for simulations, for training, for, you know, looking for helping someone fix something and guiding them through things in the real world, or assistance. There's like so many wild ideas there, but we're only, I feel like we're only at the very beginning, even after all this time.
I could see this going so many different places, bro. I could see you sitting at home, right? But you know how you do like Instacart now? It's gonna be a point where you're gonna visually or be in the virtual reality and go and pick your groceries and pick them up and then have them and then put them in the cart, pay for them, and then they'll show up at your door. You'll be able to walk through the store virtually and do your grocery shopping. A dating, I can see this being how you meet somebody before you actually meet somebody. You're gonna go sit down. You're gonna go to somewhere virtually, sit down and talk. You'll see each other virtually and stuff like that before you actually meet each other. This thing is limitless as to where they're gonna take us with this. I think their first step should be to make sure how comfortable it is for people. Let's just say you have a lot of hair. How does that feel with a lot of hair? Or how does it feel on different size heads, different things like that? Like once they work out the logistics of it, continuing to upgrade and make it lighter and different things, this is gonna get crazier, man. And the price tag, just like anything else, PS5 or whatever, you kind of wait till the price tag comes down a little bit, which they'll continue to do. But I don't know if I don't know, depending on, you know, this is Apple. So, you know, the iPhones keep going up. So $3,500 might be the lowest you get, could be. But we'll see though, man. This is going to continue to get interesting for Apple, I think.
I am here with Apple CEO Tim Cook, and this morning he is celebrating the long-awaited release of the Apple Vision Pro, and now he's going to tell us all about it. Tim, thank you for joining me this morning, and I had an opportunity to try the Apple Vision Pro.
How was it?
It's the most amazing thing. It is so hard to describe to someone who hasn't experienced it yet.
It's magical.
It is absolutely magical. But how do you envision this being used by people in their daily lives?
Oh, I think it's going to be used in so many different ways because it's a spatial computer. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the iPhone introduced us to mobile computing. The Mac introduced us to personal computing. This is the first spatial computer. And people are going to interact with it in different ways. Some people will connect with it with FaceTime and so forth. Some people will train on it. Surgeons will train on it. It's just the number of use cases is like a computer.
Yeah.
It's just enormous because there's over 1 million apps for it already.
It is
And I wonder, for me, a person like me who likes to day trade, right? So I get in the stock market. I wonder how it would be being able to sit in front of a chart like that. Like I'm at my monitor and I'm looking at different screens and I have to navigate through different screens, right? If I'm looking at a 15-minute chart, I'm looking at an hourly chart, I'm looking at a daily chart, a weekly, a monthly, etc. And I'm flipping back through, how easy will it be for me to navigate through those screens? Okay, let's say I'm looking at the Dow Jones, I'm looking at the NASDAQ, and I'm looking at the S&P 500, and I'm looking at them all together, and I'm trying to see how we're trading today. How can I do that? Like, I got so many questions, but if it's a spatial computer and it makes my life easier, then it could be worth it. Like I said, for a business, this could be your business write-off. I don't know.
Computer, but it is a headset.
Yes.
And you're so immersed in this world that you can create with this.
Yes.
But it has a lot of groundbreaking technology. What is that?
Yeah. And so we've been working on this for years. And to get the gestures down, there's a lot of artificial intelligence and machine learning built into the product. To get hand gestures, to get room mapping. This stuff requires very deep machine learning. And we couldn't be more proud of it. You know, a company only has a few of these. Most companies have none.
Yeah.
And we've had the Mac, the iPod, the iPad, the iPhone, the Apple Watch, and now the Vision Pro. It's one of those moments.
Well, I've had every one of those you named, and I'm going to have one of these too. You talked about, you're using your hands because it's a headset.
Yeah.
You wear it, but you navigate it with your hands.
Yeah.
How does something that I'm wearing on my face know what I'm doing with my hands?
Well, there's many cameras in it. And we're always looking at the hands, and they don't have to be out here, and so it's not uncomfortable. You can put them in your lap, and you can select. With your eye, you select the app that you want to open, and with your hand opens it. It is magical, it really is. I know that's a word that we use a lot,
yeah,
but it is truly magical.
I've done it, so I can agree. It's really just, and it's very intuitive and very natural once you start using it. It doesn't take long to figure it out.
It works the way your mind works.
Yes.
You don't really have to train to use it. You put it on and you already know how it works.
It just makes sense. It just absolutely makes sense.
And that was a concern of mine as well, the learning curve. You know how when you get a phone, the first day you're trying to use it, the next day you're trying to figure out how to use it and different things like that. But we're all accustomed to getting used to a phone. This is something totally different. Like, this is dealing with your vision. This is using your eyes. You know what I mean? This is up close. This is on you. This is screens out here to the side, left and right of you. I seen somebody get up, walk around, and it's throughout the house as well, and got things pinned. So this is all new, man. I ain't trying to give myself no concussion, bro. No, I'm not. So he says it's easy to learn. We have to take his word for it until I get one.
The big question for a lot of people at home would be the price. It's $3,500.
Yes.
How long before it's more accessible to your average customer?
Well, it's tomorrow's technology today, is the way I think about it. And it's packed with, we have 5,000 patents on the product already. And so we really leaned into it, and I'm hoping that people, some people will pay for it by month. Some people will just buy it. I talked to a lot of people out in the line that are just going to buy it.
Yeah.
But over time, who knows what will happen. But we think we priced it for the right value today.
And there's going to be some critics who are going to say, does this keep us disconnected? How would you answer that?
I would say no, because you don't have to immerse yourself. You can augment your reality. And so you and I can be sitting here having a conversation with the headset on, and we can see each other's eyes, but we can also see the screens around us. And so it amplifies our connection. And so that was a key design point for us. We wanted people to be able to see each other's eyes, not get glazed over in a headset.
It really is amazing what you've come up with here, and like I said, I had a chance to experience it. The interaction with technology is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Oh, I totally agree. I think about the first demos on this, and they were many years ago, and the rigs were enormous that we were using to try to get a feel of the technology. And it's one of those things, it happens to you, and in the moment that this is big.
Yeah.
That this is huge. And you just have to keep working at it to miniaturize it and get the technology down pat. And we really feel proud of today and delivering the product. Thousands of people have worked for multiple years to deliver this.
Well, you can see it when you try the product. Congratulations, Tim. It is fantastic to be here with you. An excited store, everybody here clapping and playing music. The lines outside are crazy.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
This is what I was wondering. You know what I mean? Look at Casey Neistat. Already, somebody riding around town on a skateboard with one of these on. So this was my question. Like, you know, somebody's going to try to drive with one on. And how that's going to end up and turn out, I don't know. You know what I mean? But first thing I see is him skateboarding through what looks to be like New York City with them on. Interesting.
Like what?
That's
Do I
wild.
look like real?
Yeah, I mean, your eyes are close. There's too much teeth, I think. I don't know.
I want to make a review. Come help me.
All right, sounds good.
All right, meet you downstairs at 5.
All right.
All right, if you want like a normal review of this thing, I can't recommend enough to go watch Marquez Brownlee's. His is fantastic. This is a different, like, I kind of have a different take on this and different questions, and that's what this is. But Marquez's is really good.
What is this thing that I'm holding, literally?
So I kind of can see his eyes. I can see his eyes, I think. So him walking around, of course it looks weird because you're walking around with a set of goggles on. That's not normal for people to see. So everybody's going to stop and stare at you. But being able to see his eyes is what I keep looking for. And I can see them when he's walking.
You all right? How do you find it?
I had it for like an hour.
Yeah, okay. Can you put windows up now if you want to?
Yeah, so like I can put a window up now, but when I start walking, they like go away.
They fade away.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, enjoy it.
Yeah, take care.
All right, you too, man.
Get a random pile of bricks, an old toilet.
I found the restroom.
And a bunch of random wooden poles.
There's more poles.
Pile.
Let's pile onto that boat and leave.
And as you can see, but later in this video, we're going to 100.
And what's crazy, he's not missing out on anything. You could see the train pull up. He can probably see when the doors open, but he's also being able to multitask. So being able to multitask is the thing now. It has been the thing for years, and for people to be able to do multiple things. So now he can, when you get up from your home and your laptop and your computer, you got to pause that moment until you get back to it. Now you get up with a headset on and a battery pack somewhere on your body, walk around, and you're still able to, I guess, continue the day. You don't have to stop. So I don't know how I'm gonna like that or not. I may love it, I may not.
Island. And also Super Island. But first, we're gonna head over to strategies for interacting with people. They gaslight you into thinking.
So, if you're moving a lot while you're moving, this thing comes up that says tracking failed. So it doesn't track if you're moving a lot. It says nothing for the sensors to like lock onto. It doesn't know where to put stuff. But standing at a subway stop watching a Mr. Beast video is a pretty special experience. Hold on, Jordan, let me try to figure out how to. What do you think?
It's interesting. I can't imagine why you're looking at.
I'm looking at you right now.
Oh, okay.
I can see you clear as day. You got on a blue tie with a beautiful tie pin at the top, so I can see you.
I get off here. Enjoy your adventure.
Bye-bye. I opened up Apple TV, and it was like this window right here, Jordan, and as he started to move, the window went away with the subway car. You can't use windows if you're in like if there's a lot of like kinetic movement. And I imagine it works in an airplane because the airplane is so steady, but this is a subway and it's bouncing. So I gotta wait till we get there.
I wonder how the reception is on it. Like, you know what I mean? We all know cell phones. And when it's time for an upgrade, we already know how your phone starts to slow down. So I'm interested to see the connection issues that may present itself in the beginning. That's why I say I'm kind of wanting to hold out. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm not in a rush to go spend $3,500 at all. I'm a cheapskate. So, but I want to kind of hold off and see what everybody's, you know what I mean, dealing with and the type of problems that present itself in the beginning.
I have this thing tethered to my iPhone. It seems to be working well enough, but for some reason when I try to open Safari, it won't open.
Yo, is he texting? Yo. We're all gonna look weird, bro. Standing outside, typing in the air, bro. That's gonna be all of us at some point in time in the future.
I was just responding to text messages.
No way! You're the only person I wanted to meet. Casey, wait, is Casey next to that? I can't tell.
Did you not tell?
No way. Oh my god. We were just oh my god! No way! I'm actually freaking.
The idea that I could have my whole like computer digital online world that exists in the real world, that's what feels like is bigger than AR or VR. Like I have the Oculus, it's great, but it definitely feels like a toy. This feels like a little glimpse into the future of what computing could be like down the road. Why is everybody staring at me? Do I look as ridiculous as those people make me feel like I look?
Yes.
No, just your eyes are glowing.
How you doing? Jordan, you're standing right in front of my Mr. Beast video. Come right there. Okay.
Years ago. This used to be a bar?
Yep.
Yeah, you want to walk under this?
Alright, so the idea of spatial computing, it doesn't make sense to me when I'm sitting in my office. I've got multiple screens. But right now I'm like in the city. I'm in the middle of Times Square. I've got my virtual keyboard here. I've got Apple TV there. I got YouTube Safari's open here. And it all kind of works. Like this, what I've got going on right now, this is wild. It's impossible for me to imagine that you can't see what I can see. Everything seems so real, and then I can just stand up.
Fellas, imagine you get dragged out with your woman somewhere, right? And you got your headset with you. You don't leave the game. The sports game that you was watching at home, and the wife came in and was like, I need you to run somewhere with me real quick. Okay, you driving? Cool. As long as she driving, you put it on, you got it in the car. You had it on your phone before, but now you got it up close and personal with you. That right there, I just thought about that. That right there might make it all good for me, man. Pull up YouTube TV and watch the games. Oh my God. Oh, she's in the mall. She's trying on things. You sitting there chilling. Try on it all, babe. You know what I mean? Like, think about the things that you're gonna be able to do with this. It's starting to make sense to me now.
donuts.
Thank you.
Encounter dinosaurs. What is that?
The butterfly is eating my donut.
What world?
The concept for this video was to run around New York City wearing these, because I thought that would be funny. I think it was funny. But something happened. Something happened today that was completely unexpected. And that something I don't think anyone else has really touched on. None of the reviews I've seen or read, none of them really put to words what I experienced. So when you take these off, they kind of go to sleep like your phone. And when you put them back on, you have to unlock them. They scan your eyeballs, and then to start screen recording, go through it takes a second. So rather than doing that, I just left these on the entire day. The like 2.5 hour battery pack you can plug into a fatter battery, so I never ran out of battery power. And after a couple of hours of running around the streets of New York, as in not in a controlled environment.
How did you feel?
My brain sort of clicked, and it just forgot that I was looking through cameras and screens, and it took what it saw as reality. And that is where that profound moment came from. And what occurred to me as I was sitting there in Times Square on a bench, strangers all around me, the real world moving all around me. But I had like a big screen up where I was watching a Mr. Beast video. And then over here I had this keyboard that I could interact with. And over here I had my iMessages. And over here I had my Apple TV and then all of my apps. And they're floating in Times Square in the middle of New York City.
Now I'm thinking about my safety. Like somebody running up on you, can I really pay attention? I'm more alert when I'm walking through the streets and stuff like that. If I got my kids with me or whatever, even if I'm by myself, I'm paying attention to things. If somebody's over there and they get ready to get into it, I can kind of avoid the situation. If you got this on and you're stopping and you're doing different things, you're not aware of things going on around you.
They're floating there, and I'm actually there. And there's actual humans around me. And in that moment, I was like, holy shit, this is it. This is the future of computing that everyone's been promising for like the last 15 years. This is something that like let me like truly peek into where all of this is going. This isn't the future of AR or VR. I think this is the future interface for all computing. I think when they figure out how to make these not be these bulky, heavy $4,000 metal ski goggles, but maybe they look like these glasses or something even smaller, that is what it'll be. In the morning, you won't remember your phone. You put it on, and then that's it. And it's like, hold on, I've got a call. Hey, what's up, Mom? I'll call you back. You look great, by the way. And that's what it's going to look like. And these show you that. These reveal that. I'm like, as a geek, that was the thing I've been looking for forever. And they did it right here on a product that has like, a product that is so new. This has been out for 12 hours and I felt it. So I don't know that I recommend you should buy one of these at $4,000 because I can promise you this will be the worst Vision Pro Apple ever ships. It is going to get so much better. All right, maybe I'll.
I mean, that's what I was pretty much saying earlier, bro. Like, we know it's going to get better. They're going to continue to work out the kinks. Everything that everyone goes through on the initial, they're going to work out. They're going to fix. They're going to troubleshoot. And like he said, the design is going to get better. It's going to get sleeker. It's going to get this, each upgrade, each one. So don't feel pressed like you got to go out and get this right now, just to have the first. It is what it is, just like the PlayStations and everything else. You're going to get your turn. I'm going to get my turn. We're all going to get our turn. You know what I mean? It's just right now, bro. But this is interesting, man. How do y'all feel about this? Where we're headed? I mean, you can either get on board or get left behind. We're going here. You know? It's time to voice your concerns about it. So maybe on the next thing they can address it. You know, but when you start moving, you can see. So maybe if you have that fear of not knowing what's going on around you, start moving around. And then when your vision is there, you look around and see what's going on around you. You know? Only when you get in like safe and comfortable areas, then you go back to doing what you was doing. I think this is real interesting though, man. Y'all get at me in the comment section and let me know. What do you think? It's your boy L, man. Until next one, I'm gone.